Welcome back to the Algarve, where Jari-Matti Latvala leads the Vodafone Rally de Portugal by a margin of just under 4 seconds as we move on to the remaining 2 stages of the morning loop. Well, Latvala's already survived the stage that ended his 2009 Portuguese run in such dramatic fashion, but the Finn may also feel some apprehension towards the Vascow stage, as it was here where his run came to a dramatic end 12 months ago. Mikko Hirvonen's already lost 2 places to the charging Citroën drivers this morning, and this loose gravel will really hamper his hopes of fighting back. But it's not just loose gravel that makes this surface so treacherous. There's also a lot of loose rocks around, and I think he might have hit one here as he's picked up a puncture. Mikko and co-driver Jarmo Leitinen make a quick decision to change the wheel mid-stage with more than half of this 25-kilometre test to run. They've got little choice. It's a really frustrating setback for the championship leader, but the quicker they can make the change, the better. So they can get going again before Sébastien Loeb arrives. Here is the Frenchman now, and he's been showing some impressive speed through the early kilometres.
Attention, droite ferme 50 moins appréciable sur frein pour 50 mètres, gauche 110 long tard. Et droite 130 moins long tard sur frein pour gauche 100 long. Sur droite 90 au plus au tour.
Let's take a look at his progress so far using our WRC stage simulator. Comparing Seb with the first runner Latvala at the 6.2 kilometre split time, it's looking good. He's almost 2 seconds up there. Back with Hirvonen and Leitinen now, and it's been a fantastic effort from the Finnish pair. They got the car back on the move after around a minute and a half, so they did get going again before Loeb reached them. His focus now will be on damage limitation. Well, Loeb's obviously going to have closed up a good portion of that 2-minute gap on the road between himself and Hirvonen. Oh, and look at this. He's caught Hirvonen's dust trail, and this will be incredibly frustrating for Loeb. Well, I guess there could be an argument for Mikko waiting to let the world champion pass, but he is fighting for points himself. So unless he could see Loeb was immediately behind, then he had every right to restart. Loeb practically blinded in places here. And we can't help to visualise how much time running in Hirvonen's dust trail is costing Loeb with Stage Simulator. Seb a couple of seconds up on Latvala earlier, remember. And look at this at the next split. Loeb now a long way off the pace after he hit Mikko's dust trail. Well, it is a controversial moment. Mikko will, I'm sure, have sympathy for the Frenchman, but it is all part of the sport. The Ford Abu Dhabi driver has made it to the stage finish, but that puncture has cost him the best part of 2 minutes. A furious Sébastien Loeb is just behind. He actually nudges the back of Mikko's car to express his displeasure. He's lost half a minute.
Mikko absolutely gutted a puncture in there, but it was very quickly changed for you.
Well, it could have been not faster. As you can see, I'm sure Sebastian is really mad, but unfortunately nowadays that can happen. So I was back in full speed, and that's it.
I think you've got a very angry Sébastien Loeb. He's just giving you a nudge in the bumper there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not nice, and I'm sorry about that. But when I change the tire, then we go. That's it. If they want to change that, give us 3 minutes or something. But that's how the rules are now, and we change the tire and then we go.
Sebastian, you're Mr. Cool and Calm, but just a little bit annoyed now. Very angry man.
Yeah, but he had the puncture. He started 8 seconds in front of me, and he didn't let me pass to protect Jari-Matti for sure. For sure, it's a good strategy for Ford, but he destroyed my race also. I didn't have a puncture, he had a puncture, so he didn't need to destroy mine.
You are very mad about this.
Now it's finished. We can play only for third, so it's what we have to do. It's like that, but...
Moving on to stage 10, and rally leader Latvala has one less Citroën driver to worry about for now. The other, though, also benefited from Loeb's delay. Sébastien Ogier got past his teammate in stage 9, and now the Frenchman's absolutely on the limit and could make it past the rally leader Latvala. He started the stage 5.6 seconds behind, and he should easily do this. Yeah, another stunning drive from the 27-year-old. He's back in the lead. A quick update on the runners further back now, and Dutch privateer Peter van Merkstein has had a difficult start to his first event in the Citroën DS3. He was in 14th at the start of the day, but with his tyre parting company with his wheel here in Stage 8, not long after he was forced to pull out for the day. Running in 7th is Armindo Araujo. The multiple Portuguese champion is running in a Super 2000 John Cooper Works Mini, and although he's had a bit of an engine issue this morning, this is a very promising start for the car that will form the basis of the WRC version we'll see for the first time in Italy. Armindo's engine issues have allowed Kimi Räikkönen to close right up though. The former F1 star has been fighting back following a day one puncture, and he ends the morning loop just under 8 seconds behind the Portuguese driver. So the leaders changed hands for the 4th time then, with Ogier back out front. He's now ahead of Latvala with a frustrated Loeb over half a minute behind his teammate. Hirvonen still 4th, but over 2 minutes off the lead. Next for the crews is a trip to the service park alongside the spectacular Algarve Stadium, and the fallout from Mikko's puncture continues.
For sure, I didn't know how long my tire change took, but before we came back in the car we just had a look and we didn't see any dust or anything, so I thought it was fairly good change, and then back in the car and flat out, so we didn't get any message or anything to back off or slow down. So unfortunately, with this situation, these things like this, they are possible.
It was a choice of Ford not to let me go, because I asked to my team in the radio, we are in the dust, we don't see anything, and they called Ford, and Ford said okay, he has to stay behind. So it was a choice of Ford to do that. It's like that. It's not. I was angry with Mikko, but it's not his fault. He couldn't know. He could imagine that I'm here, but he couldn't know if I'm still here. Maybe I have a puncture too. So he couldn't stop for nothing if the team doesn't tell him anything. So that's life.
Repairs made, drivers refreshed and tactics discussed for the afternoon. It's back off to the 26 kilometres of the impressive Almodovar test for what's set to be an interesting few stages. The road sweeping effect has been lessened slightly this afternoon, but the Citroëns are still looking quicker. It's Ogier who has the edge again in Almodovar. At the end of the stage, he pulls another 4.3 seconds away from Latvala. Henning Solberg, meanwhile, is currently just behind his teammate Matt Wilson by a margin of 5.6 seconds. After a setup change to his suspension, Henning will hope he can close up. But there is a problem, and it's his power steering again. He had a similar issue in Mexico, and it's another tough few kilometres for the Norwegian.
This power steering stopped working in here. So, oi. That was close. Some trees in here. The power steering 3 times. Oi.
So a chance perhaps for Wilson to take advantage and pull away from his fellow M Sport Stobart driver. But after a heavy landing, he might have damaged his exhaust in here. Despite Henning's intermittent power steering problem, it's actually Matt who loses time. Armindo Araujo's terrific run to 7th could be in jeopardy. That engine problem has got worse. He's now running on 3 cylinders, but the limping engine is the least of his problems. Armindo also punctures a tyre. Armindo's delays have all played into the hands of Kimi Räikkönen. The Citroën driver, who suffered his own puncture on day 1, will replace the Portuguese man in 7th, although he's held up himself when he finds himself choking in Araujo's dust trail. Araujo's demotion out of the top 10 is the only position change on the leaderboard in stage 11. Out front, Ogier is now more than 11 seconds ahead of Latvala, with Loeb a further 23 behind the man in second. Wilson is just 1.1 ahead of teammate Solberg. After the break, 2 more action-packed, incident-filled stages. This rally is far from over.